good evening, Internet. From the No Toad Racing League, the No Toad Racing Network presents to you Monday Night ARCA from the Legacy bowels of Phoenix, Arizona. We have got the ARCA Series. We've got 165 laps. We've got Roy Hyde still in the lead over Jason Benson, Al Corey, Oliver Turan, and Dustin Barton. We also have race info sitting behind my graphic. Boy, it's almost like somehow I managed to do this with everything clicked all at once. I also have got somebody sitting up here in the booth to make sure that I don't talk bad about Phoenix. Say hi.
You talking to me or are you talking to Kyle?
There we go. I was talking to you. We've got Sarge hanging out with us, watching the last few minutes of practice here. We got the Xfinity. I think it was half a dozen cautions. So do you think we're going to beat that one tonight? Because, I mean, let's face it, the ARCA cars have been beating the Xfinity cars in the caution realm.
Well, sorry for being silent there a minute ago. I thought I was going to be the silent bystander on this thing. But looks like we're clocking in. I don't know, I'll have to do a rough count here in a minute, but maybe 15 drivers tonight. So I think we can at least match or maybe do better than 6 cautions.
I think so. And, I mean, if you get kind of that rhythm of the race going, I mean, Phoenix flies by, other than just the non-stop trying to get it to turn left, and it doesn't want to. But the big difference here of, I mean, somebody who can get around this place is judged by you being up front most of the race yesterday. As Nick Biddy, wow, that was sweet. He just spun out in between 2 other cars. What are the differences, the ARCA car to the Xfinity car here?
Well, honestly, I've always felt like the ARCA car pushes a bit more. Now, I haven't turned any laps in it here in a little while, so my memory is probably a little off. Key to this track for any car really is get it low going into 1, because no matter what you do, it's going to want to slide up coming out of 2, and that wall will be there before you know it.
And then we all know that these ARCA cars have got magnets installed in the passenger side, so you hit the wall, and that's just pretty well where it's going to be. It's going to stick there for you for half a lap, and then it's going to be almost junk when it comes off the wall. Well, looking at the times, Nick Biddy and Al Corey have got the same time as far as 2-digit scoring goes, and Dustin Barton is 2 thousandths behind them, and Ollie Tran 4 thousandths behind him. Rob Hottenbach 7 thousandths behind. Roy Hyde and Jason Benson 8 thousandths behind, and Piracini is a 10th behind. The top 8 are within a 10th.
Well, I'm counting 17 drivers logged in right now, and 9 ran in the Xfinity Series race last night. So we got a lot of guys out there that know how this track should be running. They've got recent lap times on it. So I think we're going to see a really good event, because the guys who didn't run it last night, if they follow their lead, they'll be right there.
Oh, there's the Barton Brothers bail bonds pub day machine of John Barton. Oh, my God. Getting it again from the Slurm Planet Express mobile from Dustin. Piracini's wrecking again. Oh, man, maybe we'll just do a show with practice, and then we'll just leave when the race starts.
There you go. Get all the good stuff now.
They're making a highlight reel for us, and we just started.
Yeah, we got our winner from last weekend, Dustin Barton here. He had good luck with the Slurm car, came back out with a slight different variations, got the Planet Express on it. I think he was just running a plain Slurm car last weekend, but yeah, cool to see these new paint schemes. Dustin running like I said, the Planet Express Slurm car, and then we've got John Barton here running a Subway spoof car. I think it says Pub Daddy on the side.
Pubway. He's got the Pubway machine. Oh, that was a good ripple.
Oh, it's Pub Day.
Oh, Pub
okay.
Day. Yeah,
I don't know why I said Pub Daddy.
I mean, I'm just wondering what you've been watching on the internet. This is the difference when you get a guy that's almost twice the age of the other guy that's in the booth. One of them's making references to something, the other guy doesn't get it. This is why people tune in, Kyle.
Generational gap.
Yep, just like Two and a Half Men. Same basic thing. You got two older guys and a kid, and the jokes just kind of write themselves.
Yeah, take a couple years off my life, and you can make a couple jokes, and you end up on a watch list.
Oh, Piracini's trying to take the tail off of it again.
Interesting to see Piracini running a Jeff Gordon-inspired paint scheme. Not his typical paint scheme. He doesn't really run the that Fire DuPont Jeff Gordon scheme. Typically runs a William Byron scheme or a Rainbow Warrior kind of interpreted car.
Yep. Yeah, he's mid-sponsor change is what he was telling us at the end of last week, and so he's doing some switch-ups. We've got another Dodge Intrepid throwback. That's Hottenbach, isn't it? Yeah, the '98. Yep. And bang, and I guess he could. God, I'd be hitting everybody and just yelling bang when I did it. So it's a good thing I don't have a sponsor like that. But him and Biddy are just so close to actually running these corners side by side that iRacing wants to really watch this and see if we can pull it off with 2 minutes left in practice. Dustin Barton sits above the leaderboard, which, we're talking about practice, I know, but still, Phoenix is a place where either you're fast or you're not.
And speaking of Bang Energy, if you just put two random words together, I'm pretty sure they got a Bang flavor for it, because they have just so many weird just flavor combinations.
Yeah, I'm not a big energy drink guy. I'm just anxious and hyper anyway. I have tried, I think it was birthday cake, and I could probably give myself a heart attack with that stuff because it was really good. I have got to give it that.
So, guys, I can't get the YouTube stream running. Is it working for you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it claims to be running.
I'll just make sure we're not having a technical difficulty because I can't get the load-in browser. So.
Well, the opening video went about 10 seconds and just stopped, so it is showing me on, and if Kyle sees it, so we're gonna hope.
We got Michael McCuskey in the YouTube chat saying, "Go Rafter, win the race."
Oh, yep, I see him there too.
So he's the one that jinxed Al when he doesn't win tonight.
Yep, absolutely. I may or may not throw in there that Rafter's my pick to win this. And oh yeah, it came up on my phone. Yeah, Sarge, we have got picture.
Okay, must be on my end.
Got closing seconds, then we will be into qualifying. And then what comes after qualifying, Kyle?
I hope it's a race.
It's a race? I hope I win. So also, while I'm thinking about that, while we're talking race, how many sets of tires we have here? Because we had 4 sets last night in the Xfinity, and I think we're running just as many laps, but this is a Sid thing. So I'm going to guess we got probably, 2 sets?
We got 3 sets of tires. I did not like that segue because that was not a good thing to end on. Like, speaking of race, pause.
So while we're doing that, I'm going to jump back because the opening really did just kind of go crazy. So we are at Legacy Phoenix, so that's one that doesn't have the open dog leg. This one, something that we'll be hopping around on cars and checking this. I was shifting last night, even with the Xfinity car. I am terrible here. To use what Kyle Petty had said years ago about Darlington, I wish they'd fill this place with water, stock it with bass, and host Bass Masters tournaments here. I just cannot figure this place out, and so that's my take on it. But with my struggles, I was shifting because it was helping me at least get rotated into the corner. This configuration kind of helped that. The old, what is now ARCA car on iRacing also helped that. So we're going to jump in and see if we've got some people who actually are shifting, because we may see some of that tonight. Then again, we might not. Last night, I think I was in the minority, because a lot of people really kind of sounded like they thought I was completely insane when I said that I was shifting.
Yeah, one of the things with shifting is it's a tool. It is available to you, and tracks where you get these slow corner speeds, you can shift down, and it kind of helps loosen the car up. But you have to be sure that you're not overslowing the car, and that you're not, just killing your momentum or getting too much wheel spin to where you're going to spin out exiting corner. So I think you're not going to see too much shifting here in qualifying. If we do, that would be awesome, because that would make for a great race, especially with the fuel run and how everything works. But shifting, I think we could see later in the run.
No, we have got, not counting this race, 4 to go to decide a championship. And, we've still got, 5 cars within 56 points of each other, from Roy down to Dustin. Nodge is going to drop in the standings. He got abducted by space aliens and is not going to be with us tonight. So, thanks, Nodge. Now we lost an entire continent of viewers.
Sure about that? I'm seeing him on the qualifying list.
Oh, did he? Oh, he sure did. Well, he just told us in Discord about an hour ago that he wasn't going to make it, and I did what I do in Discord, yelled boo at him. So...
Well, you must have booed him hard enough. He showed up.
Must have. All right, where is he? All right, we're going to make sure that everybody knows that he is actually here. We do have a Nodge.
His Q time's a little off pace. Must have smacked the wall coming around, but he's out there.
Yay, Nodge! All right, we can get that continent back now.
Yeah, and you just talked about the 4 races left. We've got Atlanta. We've got Daytona. So that'll be a huge shakeup here for the point standings. We had last weekend, we had Roy Hyde getting caught out by a late caution, getting the wave around, and then through some iRacing problems, got stuck at the back of the pack, and that really hurt his run there. But then after that, we got Richmond, and then we got Homestead. But we've got 2 races coming up: Atlanta with the high tire wear, and Daytona with the huge, variable, the big one, and super speedway racing coming up. And then we got 2 normal races after that.
Yeah, and those are probably 2 of my favorite tracks with that car. Atlanta, I'm so salty about them even touching that. I know it was time, but Atlanta was so good for so long. The plate tracks with these cars are just flat out amazing. But so we've got 2 that I might go run out and grab a Bang Energy, or that the Rowdy Energy, the Cherry Limeade. If you go to Sonic and get Cherry Limeade, the things taste exactly the same. And they get you all hopped up on Mountain Dew or whatever they're made out of. See, I was just working my way into getting free Rowdy Energy, probably talking good about it, and then I said it was made with Mountain Dew, and now Kyle Busch is probably going to send me a dead mouse in the mail. It's terrible. And we are, for some reason, stuck on Nodge. Now we're just stuck on nothing. So, Kyle, who do you think's going to win?
All right, we got a decent field here. We got Parasini, we've got Dustin Barton up front, we got Corey, we got Turin. I think I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to say Oliver Turin.
You think Ollie pulls it off? Sarge, you got a pick?
Oh, who do I like tonight? Probably Johnny, I got to think. He came in 5th last night, knows the track, and run it well. So.
Well, there again, knows the track, runs it well. Don't tell him I said it, but I'm taking Rafter. And I honestly, and it's not just to jinx him, I really seriously think tonight's the night. Rafter gets it done. He ran real strong last night. This is one of his tracks that he just does great at. Starting 3rd behind Piracini, who's on the pole. We got Dustin Barton. It's hard to man, it's really hard to count Dustin out, and I'm not counting him out, but I just feel it. I think Raptors got it. Ollie's going to start 4th. John Barton's going to start 5th. Nick Biddy in 6th. Rob Hottenbach in 7th. Roy Hyde in 8th. Chris Harrison in 9th. Mike Koravu in 10th. Sid Kashishian in 11th. Jason Benson, whole sticky fingers, starting 12th. James Lawson in 13th. We got Mr. Kerner in the 69 Nice Mobile, starting 14th. Joseph David is in 15th. The Nodge, 16th. And Brugg is not showing up lit up, so he is just not on the track yet, I'm guessing. Unless he is planning on playing race control tonight, but he's actually showing me no times and he's not on the track, but he's actually slotted for 17th if he gets on track on time.
So he just got dropped out due to a packet loss. It looks like he's having some issues connecting. He's got no practice in, no nothing. So he's done this previously where he's joined a race, not done any practice, just doesn't qualify to start in the back and just kind of get a feel for the race and not be in the way of anybody. But with the connection issue, that might be a problem.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to... I may have got a little note from Rafter.
Oh, you're getting death threats?
I close, but no, not all the way death threats. I know who my parents were, Rafter. Yeah.
Well, hey, just sudden change of plans. Brugg is having connection issues, so he told me to go ahead and jump in the car, and he's going to run the race control. So I'm going to see how I can do tagging along in the back.
Well, all right, so...
Late entry, car swap.
Yep, change of plans. Oh, hey, there's a Jacksonville Jaguars car on the track, Kyle.
Hey, I don't have any jokes because I don't follow football.
I think it's...
Well, come on, you got to come up with something. Jacksonville Jaguars are always at the bottom of the list, right?
Oh, yeah. Back of the pack. Tom Brady list.
All right, so I'm sure he'll probably put his turn down so that way he can concentrate on the running. And there is the 305 Warmobile from Roy Hyde right there with the pub day of John Barton. And John's got a ton of these. He is kind of a inspiration if you really like making stuff that is kind of one-off. That's your guy. I mean, he's going to give you every possible way of figuring out what it is and how to make it. And honestly, that's a way better looking car than Kevin Harvick's.
Yeah, we
Joe David just went off track.
And he's getting back up rolling. The Dodge Challenger, not off to a very good start, but definitely going to present a challenge for him for the rest of the race.
Yeah, coming out of turn 2 there. It's great. This is backwards now from the real life race. Coming out of turn 2 there, just got loose in front of Gary Sargent. Gary pressing the Intimidate button on his PlayStation 2 controller.
Mod hacks.
Nice.
So we've got everybody just kind of strung out, following along here behind Piracini. And just, it's time to log laps, and I think that may have been part of what we might have been missing with the Xfinity cars, was a little too hop-to-it EV.
Yeah, and this race is actually looking pretty straightforward. Fuel looks like about 46 laps, so that is easy fuel run to go about probably like 45-ish laps in pit and make it to the end. No cutting out any stops. So straightforward, just managing your tires and not trying to pit too early to where you do put yourself in a situation where the fuel window is an issue.
Well, at the end of a fuel run, I mean, you've got such just a cliff of fall off. I mean, it might not be a terrible idea if you can somehow pull a few extra laps of fuel at one point. If you can stop 5 laps early, you really can make up some ground on everybody.
You could, but then you're going to be suffering there at the end of the run, so it's a give and take.
Well, then when you start to slow down, you just wreck somebody. I think that's how they do that in real life, right?
Yeah, hopefully not.
JB's going to look to the inside of Biddy here off into 1. He's got a run on him. Well, that outside lane. We saw that last night. The outside is and Hyde and Hottenbach are side by side here.
Hyde with the nice army matte green with chrome-like metal on the side.
Yeah, old World War II style. I like it. I dig it. Back one more to 9th is Mike Coravu. This is just floating around the top 10. Drop off to 10th. Old Sid Kashishian, riding around the Mac Tools mobile, round out our top 10. Got Mr. Chris Harrison riding around the 83, the Coors mobile. Mellings oil pump. I bought Coors, but I've never bought any Mellings oil pumps or water pumps. It probably can do both. Jason Benson, who most recently was the guy who came across first at Talladega. We got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Mobile rolling around, just lurking outside of the top 10. He's currently running in 12th.
Don't forget, he also finished second last weekend while Roy Hyde had a tough race with the caution thing go on.
Yep, big points day. And pop on back 14th, and there with sneezes in the background and all, we've got Gary Sargent, who's already up 5 spots and has passed our international superstar Nodge, John Crutchley. And we've got James Lawson popping around, and so for whatever reason, apparently everybody's going to be the Talladega winner now because SDK says so. And Joseph David.
It's predicting the future.
It could be. No, there's no Kyle. Where is he? Kyle's gone. So is Johnny. We're just show everybody. Might as well show everybody. Pop back on here. Back down through the dog. Well, what would become the dog leg in future versions of the track. Dozen laps down. Barton and Piercini are just kind of the other Barton, not John. Go up here to Dustin. They are.
Dustin's right on the bumper of Parasini. He's been holding strong here. Just kind of wonder if you're, tearing off that right front a little too much.
We're gonna ride in here, see if we can hear any discernible downshifting. It absolutely sounds like he did not. But I mean, there's a difference there. He's actually good at this, so that could have something to do with him not downshifting.
Yeah, I think it might be a valuable thing later on in the run, but these cars, they're a little bit snappy. You break the traction pretty easily, and then you got to catch them. And these cars, you got to catch them quick, or they're going to go around, kind of similar to what we see with the next gen, but maybe a little bit more timid comparatively.
Yeah, we will be playing with the next gen with the No Toad Racing Network starting Friday. We're gonna
really excited for that.
It's going to be good times. Those cars are really, they're something else.
Yeah, they're new. They've got a bunch of different things, you all have to learn. We did some practice sessions at Charlotte with a fixed setup. Very, very interesting thing is I did a run, didn't push my car too hard. I had pretty decent tire wear on the right side of my car, but I had managed to wear my inside left tire more than my outside right tire. I have never seen that ever on any oval series on an oval. Just it's that transaxle. It's just the way it drives off the corner. You've got two tires that are independently driving off the corner, and that inside left wheel can be utilized a lot better than what it previously could with that solid rear axle. So interesting thing, potentially some new techniques people need to learn to figure out how to save tires. But yeah, we're racing ARCAs tonight.
Yep, we're yeah. So to leave that one where it is, kind of say, well, if we tried this, that, the other, but we've got a battle, I think is what we can call this. We've got Hottenbach, we've got JB, we've got camera just switch back over. I'm gonna put this back to where we were. Go back here we're gonna set it on 6th on JB. We got Biddy in 5th, got John Barton 6th, we got Hottenbach 7th, and they're just kind of all over each other. Just, one will slip just a little bit, the other one will get a little bit of a run on them, and then that run, just like that, John kind of gets a little overdrive into turn 1, slides a little high. Here comes Hottenbach right back, and whoa, big wiggle.
Yeah, good run here for Nick Biddy. Looking at his finishing orders, his best finish in NTRL is at Talladega, where he finished 2nd. But on the tracks where you're not wide open the entire time, his best finish is 8th. So he is doing a really, really good job here in front of that pack.
Yeah, they're. You see from the graphic here, the 24 just at the top of the graphic, where these guys are, basically a dog leg behind. This is the action at the track. I mean, we're all right here within, quarter in front and back, and then we got another quarter of a second back to Roy Hyde. Just here 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. This really, man, I almost kind of worry that being up and on the high side this early, and it's because I've done it to myself. Run high too fast and cook your tires. I kind of worry that that might be something John is looking at doing.
Yeah, it all depends on how much force you're putting into those front wheels and how much you're sliding them entering. That's all stuff that the real smart people and the coke guys know how to do really, really well. But yeah, you can enter high and be nice on your tires, but there's also a way to enter high and absolutely slide those tires and make them angry. So it's all down to technique and how you enter the corner.
Nobody likes me when I'm angry. We're gonna ride here with Rob. He's right on the back, and he's keeping her in 4th gear too. Come back up underneath the stripe to finish lap 23 and pull back down underneath JB.
Yeah, leaders here catching David, who is, we got Dustin Barton looking on the inside, not close enough, but yeah, Joseph David just got an unfortunate break there, spinning early and not being fortunate enough to catch a caution.
And he will be the only one that's a lap down for quite a while, so I mean he can just kind of go ahead and let this go, not take the risk of driving too hard and banging it off the wall again, and just kind of ride it out, be patient. I mean, the no-toads have been known to run him caution-free, and I mean, let's face it, this group does this a lot. So I mean, he may not have that lucky dog, but then again, if it runs green the whole time, I mean, we'll be, there will be plenty of fight for him. Do something weird, try and take 2 tires or do something crazy like no tires, and then turn out to be the caution that he needed to come back in and put tires on it.
Yeah, we had an interesting battle there with the 13 of Dustin Barton, Al Corey, and Oliver Turin. Dustin coming off the corner there. Oliver was getting a good run. I think Oliver had a check up behind Dustin, and Al Corey got to the inside, and now Al is in 3rd.
riding on the back of Dustin. And Ollie is hanging out there with Rafter. So yeah, this isn't Talladega where you're in a pack. I mean, you've got far more control over your own destiny here, but you know, on the other end, a little bobble here really costs you a lot of time. Just because, you know, even this is a kind of widely regarded as a short track. It's kind of like Richmond. It's a short track that you still have a lot of momentum that you need to carry.
Yeah, and also like we see an exaggerated case of this in real life where, you know, it's, you know, momentum. You know, you got to run that line that gives you a good drive off. So a lot of the times you can beat the faster car and you're just stuck behind somebody because if you go on the inside, you're not going to be able to carry that momentum off the corner and be able to make a pass. So you saw that with Chase Briscoe last weekend. He was just running the high side there, just like carrying the momentum on those final restarts coming to his first win.
Yeah, that was a pretty good race. Gotta hand it to the next gen car. That was a good race to watch. They've all been pretty good though. We got
Parasini. Yeah, Parasini just backed up to the pack there. I don't know if this has been in the works for a couple laps here. It looks like Dustin Barton's starting to get some pressure.
We got a pass for the lead. Dustin Barton taking over on lap 29, and well, what sure would appear that Al Corey was completely set that he was going to go ahead and go with him. Still got a Parasini in front of him.
Man, good run. Good run though. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, a little bit.
Hey, talk about championship here.
Rafter just rubbed the wall.
Yeah, getting that wall glue.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Then I mean, you know, some momentum loss. I mean, it got him off of Parasini, but it wasn't even enough for Ollie to come up to him and catch him.
Yeah, it's that wall riding, but you know, in iRacing, you can do it on the last lap. You're not supposed to, and you'll be protested for it. And that is not a thing you can do here in NTRL. But yeah, that wall ride. If you do get stuck up there, it might be worth it just to kind of keep your foot in it and just kind of hang the momentum and hope you don't get too much damage.
Well, we've got a fast repair, so I mean, you know, always got that in the hip pocket. You know, stop and take care of it, and you know, just maybe get lucky and not have damaged the car. Right on here, Raleigh.
And you want to talk about a championship. Unfortunately, Jason Benson is further back in the field than he'd probably hoped to be. But we got Al Corey, Oliver Turn, and Dustin Barton up here who are all behind first and second in points. You know, Oliver and Al are 28 and 30 points each behind. Dustin's 56 behind. So this can tighten it up. And we're going to Daytona next week. This could be a really spicy battle here to the end for the championship.
Yeah, and they pretty well everybody, you know, that has run all the races. That's it. They're all paying attention to the points, and that has been the flavor of the day. Is, oh, you know, I need to beat you by, you know, 5 spots. I need to, you know, this, that, the other, and it's absolutely being paid very close attention to. As Ollie drops down underneath Rafter. Rafter's saying, "Not today, Junior."
We got Ileana Speed Hamilton in the YouTube chat saying too many Canadians up front, eh?
I think he knows what he's talking about.
He's our North Wilkesboro winner, both in Xfinity and ARCA.
So our third desk mate here has worked his way up to 11th. He has gained 8 spots since a basically cold start to the race. Didn't practice, didn't qualify, just been sitting here having to put up with us. And Johnny Bruggs says, "Hey, get in the car." And this is relief driver extraordinaire. This is like, oh wow, Reagan Smith, just, you know, was in everybody's car that one year at the drop of a hat.
Oh, you know he was supposed to fill in for Jimmy Johnson once at I think Richmond or no Dover. There's a photo of him doing the practice session, and he's wearing a Lowe's suit, and it's one of those things you look at and you're like, this looks like it's from some alternate timeline.
Yeah, he raced everybody's cars there for a while. I'm convinced of it. So Hottenbach is taking off John Barton. Little slide job.
Man, that was a send.
John says, thank you very much. I'll go ahead and take my spot back. Roy Hyde says, hey, I'll go ahead and borrow this from you since you're not using it. He's going to go ahead and see if he can sneak himself up into 7th. Definitely got some battles. I mean, that's, for guys that can actually drive this place, this is fun to watch.
Yeah, no, whatever that resin that they now put. It's not VHT or whatever else they call the other stuff, but the resin. We got no resin at the top, so it's not like you can do that like slide job move we were seeing Sunday. It's very bottom dominant racetrack here. Old surface, more worn out tires. As John Barton gets loose off the corner, Roy Hyde's gonna get a run here. Oh, they made contact.
You get a run, you lose a run.
Yeah, just one of those things where you're coming through that dog leg. We don't have that, football field worth of pavement down there, so you gotta hug that curb. And I think there was a little bit of indecision there with John Barton, maybe not going immediately, putting those 2 tires on the curb, and Roy Hyde thinking he was gonna go lower.
And we got Ollie as working James Lawson here, getting some lap traffic. Piracini has dropped back to 4th. Not really out of it by any stretch. We're at lap 40. Still got lap 90, or try that again. Still got 95 laps to go. Probably getting pretty close to pit stops. I mean, we imagine they'll be starting here fairly soon.
Yeah, maybe lap 44, I think. Really, I think we're going to see a tight window here with when people pit, because your fuel tank will take you into the window. So it's whether or not you want to short pit, which I don't think is a smart idea, but I'd love to be proven wrong. I think you'll probably see that in the next 2-3 laps, or you can go long here and maybe stretch it all the way to lap 48 or something.
And a swing of 6 laps now becomes a swing of 12 laps on your next stop. So, 42, if you did it again, you'd be at 84, where if you could get that to 48, that's putting you at 96. So that's a lot less fuel on that last stop. That you're saving a couple of seconds on pit road, and that can add up, and it does add up, and it does win races a lot. We got a wad still running around here. The usual suspects, the 98, 305, and the 46. With 68 coming back up on them. But Roy and Nick Biddy, Piracini on pit road.
Yeah, we saw this with Piracini last night in the Xfinity race. He pitted early and was trying to get that undercut. But yeah, lap 43, I think this is just on the edge of being able to go as Nick Biddy pushes high there. Hottenbach and Roy Hyde gets by him. Looks like John Barton's going to get by him as well.
Yeah, it looked like Nick might have just touched the wall, but if he did, oh man, him and JB were gonna have it there. I think it's fair to say the tires are shot.
Yeah, tires are shot, but you still got to drive them. Ooh, man, they're sending it in the corner there.
Corvu's on pit road as Piracini's pulling off. Man, they're just right on the side of each other. Barton is a VR driver, so I don't know. It seems like I remember Biddy saying something about it, so he may be. Sid's having another case of the blinks tonight. He was doing that the other night in a kind of a goofy 34 Legends thing we were doing. I don't
You say goofy, I say fun.
Well, they're goofy fun. Like I was saying earlier, a little short half-hour-long race of beating and banging around. It's just something to do. But I think Biddy might be a VR driver too. So the whole thing with that is, as close as them two were, I mean, that may be the case for why you.
We got a
maybe
wave
are.
coming in up the road here.
Yes, we do, and we got Piracini blowing by everybody like a Superman.
Yeah, that might have just been a case of them getting checked up for the people in front. You know, not being able to place their car properly.
Hot and back, Benson, Hyde.
Yeah, Nick Biddy was doing really, really good there, but I think he might have been having to push there to stay in front of the people he was trying to stay in front of. He kind of dropped off there coming towards the end of the run and lost a couple positions.
Oliver Tran's in. Here comes Sid. James is following him.
Yeah, it looks like Dustin and Al are both stretching this run out.
Yep, this is pretty typical of them.
Yep, Dustin comes in.
Yeah, so Dustin's
Oh, Al is as well.
Well, while there's 0 cars on the track, let's run a Slurm commercial. No, I'm just joking. There went Piracini by. He's going to getting his lap back.
Do you remember how Slurm is made?
Yes.
Okay. We won't expand on that. I just wanted to
Okay.
know if you knew how Slurm was made.
Yep. I was hoping we weren't gonna spill that secret.
Yeah, if viewers at home, make sure you ask your parents.
Yep. That is definitely something. So, look what the cat dragged up to the lead. We got Mr. Harrison rolling around, leading this thing, making some Coors laps. Got a 16 and almost half-second lead on Piracini, so I think it's safe to say that the 83 has not taken to pit road yet.
Yeah, I wonder what he's planning here. It's maybe just staying out there hoping to catch a caution, or
It also looks like
looks like there's a problem for Nick Biddy. He dropped out of the race and reconnected due to a packet loss issue. I think there's an iRacing server problem because I was having some things happening in practice and it was not my my connection speed.
David is finally in. Yeah, Harrison is not showing a pit lap in timing. So
Maybe
everyone
you're on
else
it.
is stopped. We're going to stop here, and we are going to bring this guy up. And hey, look at that. He has not been to pit road yet. And here he comes.
Yeah, impressive there, stretching it probably another 2 laps out. You know, maybe he's looking here at doing some sort of strategy here where he's only having to do a 35 lap run to the end.
Yep.
Maybe take 2 tires, shorter on fuel.
Yep.
Maybe hoping for a caution.
Yep, 5,100 and then have a 35 lapper. There have been worse strategies.
Yeah, so we see Piracini now is going to take the lead. Turin right behind him. Looks like we've just flipped the order. So Piracini is going to be struggling here. Older tires, the people behind. I was a little bit closer on the crossover, but both 2 good drivers out front.
Yeah, that. Wonder what just got yelled over Ollie's stream. Probably something like, ooh.
I think he's pretty quiet. I don't think he's going to be saying much. Just he usually has his reactions afterwards, and it's very monotone. That was sketch. Ooh, dive bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these flat tracks, if you send it into the corner, you can just hit the apron, and I guess that kind of pushes your right side of the car into the banking just enough to help you turn a little bit more.
We have our, let's see, this will be our 4th lead change of the night. Oliver Tran to the point with, about 7-8 lap fresher tires than Piracini. I don't want to say it made it look easy, but there wasn't a whole lot of fight from Canada there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just got to recognize where you are. Oliver could sit behind him and make him push, and then instead of him dropping behind and running his race, he would just be out front waiting on just be out front and looking in his mirrors and using up his stuff. So, smart move to play the chess game for later in the race.
Y'all better recognize something that I'm going to show you just because I like it. So we've got the 68, and directly behind him the 69. I love it when numbers line up correctly, and that's the only reason I showed you that. And jump back on here to Dustin Barton. The Slurm Mobile. Futurama was fantastic. I worked with a guy who would literally just walk in. I'd never watched it. He'd sit down, he'd log in, he'd turn to look at me and go, "So last night on Futurama," and then would tell me all about the episode, and that's what actually got me hooked on it. And then I watched every episode and was even more hooked.
Yeah, I think it was Comedy Central that had a contract to run it on TV, so that would be a thing I'd, when I was probably like middle school, throw that on TV when I got home.
Yep, it was just one of them. I don't know. There's a lot of that stuff that people put in as cult classic because it didn't get real mainstream, but it was still real popular. I think Futurama was definitely one of them. It was kind of an acquired taste, but it was so goofy that it was funny. And, that was a good show.
As Al Corey gets a good run here. Yeah, Parasini just, that undercut. Even those 1 or 2 laps on the tires, you're going to be struggling against everyone else, so you got to hope that you get a ginormous lead by doing that undercut.
Yeah.
And you talk about cult classics. This is very off topic, kind of, sort of. But one from my childhood that has kind of been making the rounds is Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's definitely a Nickelodeon show. It's kind of put up. Had a decent following, but kind of just really, really good for probably something it shouldn't have been for where it was at and kind of, circumstances of it being on TV. It was just a really, really good show and something I just recently watched back and it was like, man, this holds up. It's a kid's show, but it's good.
Pop on the draft for a second when he moves Piercini behind him. Which now, Rafter's starting to come up the track a little bit, I noticed. So, if he's doing it, to me that tells me it's probably time and it's probably safe to do it. But he's closest one to anybody here, and he's holding roughly a half second back of Oliver Turan. And in second, Piercini, for all things, goes from leading to third, and that's all from the short pit. So now is the only way for him to try this. Does Piercini have to wait till everybody else pits and then pit with them?
I don't think so, but I think he might have to just wait a little bit just to make sure he can make it on fuel. He did pit a little bit before the fuel window, so that means he's got to add an extra lap or two, or 1 lap, I think, to each stint he does here. So they're tight on stints, but the tire wear is one thing, as Oliver works on James Lawson for the lead. Oliver, he's sitting, he pitted. Ooh, that was close. As Al looks for it and backs out. Oliver pitted before Al, so we're seeing kind of the order of everything kind of swing back how it was. But interesting to see that Dustin lost position over Al Corey there. They're sitting on the same strategy, and there's about a good second lap gap there between them, two of them.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder if Dustin had taken this as the opportunity to just kind of just get to the end. Get to the end, worry about tearing down a set of tires, beating and banging it, doing everything to the car you can to destroy it in the last 30 laps instead of trying to get up to the front and hold them at the end.
Yeah, he could be just sitting there and just doing really, really good on his tire wear and just kind of clicking on these laps here and hoping that Alan Oliver kind of falls into his lap here and he can get a good gap before his next pit stop here in probably about 20, maybe 26 plus laps.
Piercini just had a wicked undercut under Hottenbach to lapping. Piercini stopped at lap 42, as did Michael Corriveau. The next group, there were several at lap 45. Then Turan 46, he was part of that group. Him, Sid, Kerner. 47 would have been Barton Sergeant.
Ooh,
Corey.
77 in the wall.
Yep.
Yeah, Corvu just smacked it.
All too familiar squeak.
Yeah, looking back here, it's Roy Hyde sitting, about 2 seconds here off the leader. He started P8, sitting P5 currently, so he could try to sneak into this battle late here. Maybe with some good tire strategy, being able to run his own race without, constantly seeing the leaders. But yeah, he might be able to recover and, never count him out.
We're gonna pretend like we're on Oliver's stream right now. We're just riding in his cockpit. So this is what you'd be seeing if you were on his stream instead of here. Seeing in the mirror. Da 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 da. See Corey in the mirror coming up. Just keeping an eye on him. And Al just back there circulating, letting everybody know that he's still here. He knows the way around this place. We're at the halfway mark, so he's sitting here riding second, halfway through. We'll go ahead and take a look at the lead while he's at it.
Yeah, interesting move there down the front straightaway. I wonder if Al was kind of peeking his nose out to make Oliver scare that he was going to go dive bomb into the corner. I heard Danica Patrick talking about something like that during the broadcast, and I thought it was funny because that's something that I used to do in the GT3 stuff. You come into a braking zone, and then you kind of make it look like you're going for a dive bomb, and then you just back out and get back in your line, and the other person freaks out, locks up, and ends up in the gravel trap.
Just like Ollie just did there, went way high when Al kind of looked down inside. I'm sure that was just, just trying to move up a little bit and give him room. But definitely got him up out of where he's been running, and has brought Piercini right back to him, by the way. And I think that was probably Al went ahead and just gave that back to him, basically.
Yeah, good job here by Piercini, pitting when he did, and I think there's a 5-lap difference between him and Corey, or maybe more. Just kind of equalizing here and being able to hang tight.
Yeah, and maybe that's it. After you get 8-9 laps on the tires, everybody kind of equals out. Then, yeah, you're equal. Big whoop. So I mean, maybe that's he went in knowing that. Me and Matt were exchanging snarky ideas about Phoenix, and he was kind of openly questioning if he should even run tonight. And running third, I think he made the right decision.
Yeah, I think we're going to see, this is a fantastic battle here with the field we have to just have these 4 drivers and Roy kind of just behind in the distance, closing. Yeah, just fantastic to have these 4 drivers just out front, just battling for the win here. And we can't really tell you who's going to, come out on top, because typically we have a race come on and you kind of know who the strong guy is, but for Oliver to be out front on slightly older tires than Rafter and being able to hold him off, not get away from him, just real good racing here.
Well, and we've long time said that Dustin's kind of a I think you stuck in with road course ringer, but for Phoenix, it's car control and sliding around, and everybody gets bunched back up and kind of get to fighting with each other, and slows them up a little bit, and it just brought Dustin right back in, brought Matt right back in, and now that 2-horse battles a 4-horse with the 5th horse.
Ooh, Al's close.
Yeah, yep, he's down underneath him, heading off into 3.
Yeah, we're starting to migrate pretty high here. I don't know if that's the right move. It'll definitely give you the momentum, but you're kind of worried about the tire wear there. Yeah, Roy Hyde's gained about a half a second on these guys over this part of the run, but yeah, we're going to be coming up on pit stops here in probably 10-15 laps. So.
Yep, these are going to be the second in. Boy, and he stopped. Wow, Dustin was close to Piercini's quarter panel. Because it was more of, it looked like Matt was kind of coming down. And I think it was probably more angle than anything, but boy, that looked close. And so we've got Sarge has broke into the top 10. He's actually running 9th now. So starting shotgun on the field, he's gained 10 positions. Not a bad night's work. Roy Hyde, of course, we said is running 5th. Sid's gained 4. He's up to 7th. John Barton's still hanging out there in 8th. He's got him in the top 10 running. Benson is running 10th. The Nodge has gained 5. He's running 11th. The problem is Roy Hyde's running 5th. The only people who are really gaining on him are those 3 right there. The 4. Dustin is ahead or behind him in points too. My bad. Those guys are gaining, but minimal. They really need Roy to have just a terrible race and fight and struggle, and Roy's just really too good to be fighting and struggling in any of these places.
Man, these guys are fighting hard out front.
Yeah, Piercini was way high, and Dustin's going to come down under him, and might him and Rafter. Whoa! I think Piercini's got the tires good and hot, don't you think?
You would know if they're hot if he was doing if he was dead sideways, but that might just be a bit of understeer. Ooh, they get close there with Dustin having kind of a strong entry there. Yeah, they're starting to thin out here. Oliver's being able to kind of stretch it here.
Yeah, well, and that's what it kind of looks like. Every time somebody's side by side, they're losing, and the more, it's like the faster that they're going, the slower they get when they're actually side by side with each other, and it just brings the whole pack right back up to them.
Yeah, now Roy is real close to this group. He's knocking on the door. And to bring it back to what you said earlier about wanting to gain more, that's a nice thing. You hope you get the point stay you wanted when you get a good finish, but ultimately you just got to focus on doing what you can control. If you're Oliver, you need to just take that you can finish ahead of Roy. Same with Al, same with Dustin, and same with Pericini.
Yeah, it's definitely one of them deals where we're just going to end up kind of throwing a handful of cars in the blender, turning it on, and see what it spits out on the other side. Now we're going to be rolling into lap traffic as we start pit stop, so this won't complicate the process at all.
Yeah, you talk about throwing a bunch of cars into the blender. Coming up here 3 weeks, we got Richmond Raceway, and I think I'll probably still be in the broadcast booth, but I probably will be running that race.
Oh, in car, I'm just going to be yelling things like hit the brakes, turn right, and stuff like that, see if I can screw you up. And Kerner stays up high, lets the group of leaders roll on by there.
Oh, here we go. Lap traffic.
Al's got him. Well. Whoa!
Oh. Yeah, he was getting in there, started to get that rear.
He goes high anyway. Raptor's right back underneath him. We're going to run him down the backstretch side by side again. I think he's got him that one. He's got him going into 3. Raptor's going to take the lead, but he's washing back up. Here comes Ollie again. Going to have the momentum up on the high side. Hey, Raptor's, he's got him cleared, I think. He's got him. Going to have a new leader, lap 84. And Ollie says, nah, not so fast. I'm going to go ahead and try and take that back. But, I mean, we're right on the cusp of pitting again, guys. It might be a good idea to just go ahead and ride these out for a few more laps, put fresh tires on it, and then decide it.
Yeah, it looks like we still got about 9 laps here, so you kind of want to keep something underneath you. But yeah, I'd be concerned if I was Oliver. Oliver has been sliding off the corners this last 2 laps. So yeah, Pericini's looking. You got Dustin right behind, and you got Roy connected to the pack. So we got 5 cars up front for the lead.
Yeah, we are. We may or may not have paid anything, but we're definitely getting our money's worth tonight. There's no doubt about it. we got the top 5 literally lined up nose to tail, getting in on the last pits of the night, and we still got 40 or 50 laps to go. So this thing is far from over. A bad pit stop changes everything. One little bump here while everybody's making moves on each other changes everything. But yeah, I mean, it's Raptor's starting to wander off, which I kind of wondered if he could get out in clean air and by himself. He can turn fast laps and save equipment at the same time. So this might seriously just have turned into it, and this does not really surprise me at all. Not to toot my own horn. Beep beep.
Yeah, Al's, he's one of those drivers, we always make the joke that he's got an extra, 10-foot hose of fuel in his car. But, yeah, you talk about saving these tires and everything. I think you've already done what you could for your tires here. And you're benefiting from the actions that you've taken to kind of keep those tires under you for the past, 40 laps or so. So Al being out front and getting into clean air, I don't think it's going to change much in the terms of tire wear for him until he needs to pit. But yeah, ooh, that got close between him and the 83.
But yeah, I mean, he's already opened up what had gone into being a over a half-second lead in just 3 or 4 laps. To quote my boys on Door Bumper Clear, he gone. Right back here, Piercini and Dustin Barton are fighting amongst themselves. They're going to have Harrison, he's just doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's just staying up high, letting the leaders come by there. And, just kind of get a little bit of a kind of a momentum break for Dustin. And, again, we got another set of pit stops. That also brought Roy Hyde right back up to him. So now we got 5 cars that are, for all intents and purposes, underneath a blanket. Who's going to be the first one to stick their feet out from the other end?
Yeah, I think lap 92 is when we're going to start seeing the window open. I think 92 at the earliest. I'd be concerned if someone pitted before that, but they're driving. They know what they can do, so they decide they can pit before then. They can probably make it.
And there's doing a real wide shot, just kind of see what what the gap looks like from from Rafter back. And that last car line, that's the lap car. That's Harrison. But fortunes changed pretty quick here. I mean, he's running 6th place speed. And he was leading earlier.
Oh, Benson's
and I say, is that Benson up against the wall? Well,
yeah, no caution
cool.
here.
He's done. He's gonna have to take a toe back, and why we don't have a caution for that? Yeah, he's stopped on the track. That's gonna need to be a caution. And he hit toe. Wow, what the heck? Well, let's jump back here real quick while Raptor's lapping Sarge. I don't know why these won't autoplay. Benson comes up. He's got Nodge on the inside, Sarge on the outside. Oh, man. God. I've seen the Three Stooges do things like that. So man, that's...
All right, Piercini's in 1 lap earlier than what I think he should have, but yeah, it's be real interesting here to see the strategy fold out. Yeah, it was an unfortunate deal there for Benson.
Well, and I've done that, of course. I mean, I've wrecked everywhere here. But I've done it up off of 4 where you get on the gas and the car kind of, what I call wag the tail. It's almost kind of fishtailing the whole way up because it just can't figure out, which side's going to get the grips here. And Dustin just turned ollie going into the pits.
Oh, man.
Now we've got the caution. Unreal. Ollie takes out the cone, as is tradition. Now he needs to go put his hands in the butterscotch pudding. Wow. My God.
Yeah, Oliver was trying to pit there with Corey, and yeah, he was just trying to follow Corey, and did not say that he was pitting, and got ran over there.
Well, judging on this entry, Dustin had a good bit more speed, but that would have been... Oh, well, no. You know what? That was Ollie's fault. Ollie was trying to come down. He got on the flat and then came back up. So he come back up on the racing surface once he was on the apron, which there again, we've all done that. It's really, really, really hard to pull them things down and keep them on the apron. But yeah, he came back up. So, you know, that's...
Yeah, and he took full responsibility for that, so that's not a problem.
Yep, he definitely should. And, you know, all he's a good, he's a good guy. I'm not saying that he wouldn't, but that was unfortunately definitely on him. However, we're going to do money stop caution stops. What we're going to be doing.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to put Parasini here in the lead, because Parasini, I think, is somehow on the lead lap. So he might cycle to the front here.
And there goes Rafter. First one off pit road. Dustin Barton second. Ollie's going to go out next. And the Bangmobile heading out on the track. Rob Hottenbach. That'll be our top 5 coming back around. Rack these guys back up.
Al Corey just got a pit road penalty, excessive speeding.
I wondered about that when he came back out and slowed back down. And this, as they say, changes everything. So we have 10 cars on the lead lap. We made Barton and Tran. We're going to have Hottenbach and Hyde. And maybe we're discussing whether or not he's going to serve that. Raptor's making laps. I mean, he's already in the back now anyway. We got Hottenbach and Hyde be starting road 2. Corey's going to be in the back. So it's going to be Crutchley and Piracini. We're going to have Barton and Kashishian. And then we'll have probably Sarge and Rafter will be row 5 here. But speeding on the way out, yeah, that should be into longest line, I believe. I don't think it's a roll back through unless it was on the way in. And then I think it's
You said excessive. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If it's excessive, that might be a stop.
Stop and hold.
Yeah, it seems like there was some confusion about where the commitment was. So, not commitment line, but the exit line with where it counts your speed.
Oh, yeah, it does hang out a little bit out of the end. Man, everybody watching this, I'm going to get blamed for this, just so you know.
I thought we were going to blame McCuskey because he said go Rafter, win the race. He was the earliest one to say it.
That is right. He was the last one to say it. So, all right, McCuskey, you got to fall on this sword for me if you would. See how we got Rafter doodle around the back here. And, I mean, the issue is it's not that he was super dominant. I mean, not that he wasn't fast, but it's not like he was dominant. This has kind of been that, him, Barton, Piracini, and, Hyde just kind of hanging out there top 5, which realistically he doesn't need to push any harder than that. He can run top 5 and keep his points lead.
Come to the restart here.
It's going to be real interesting. And off we go. Dustin Barton takes him, and Oliver Duran just kind of forgot to go. Hottenbach.
Yeah, we have the go on leader in this series.
Well, but I mean, he just kind of got caught napping there.
Yeah, it might have been some confusion used to the typical rule that we have in the Sunday series, but following that and not doing what he probably should have done. But yeah, Dustin Barton in the lead.
We got Roy right on his tail with the Bangmobile. He'd like to bang out a win. Hey, that was a good one. Got Oliver and Nick Biddy there closely behind. Then, Rafter did get back up to 5th on that. And Hyde's running 6th, Piracini 7th. So, I mean, John Barton, too. He's running their 9th. He's kept lead lap. He's right there behind Sid. I mean, hell of a race by John. He's just out there just making laps and, taking the extra practice.
Yeah, it looks like Al only had to end a line there. We got a Roy Hyde behind. I think Roy pitted potentially with Parasini there or something. But yeah, Parasini had to take the wave around, so that's why they're in the back.
Well, that makes sense. 35 to go. We just cracked triple digits in Phoenix with the No Toad Racing Network ARCA Monday Night Mayhem. This is the Legacy Phoenix. We don't need no stinking dog leg. My dog's got enough legs for me.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to go green to the finish here. Not green to the finish, sorry. We should go to the finish here without a pit stop. That's what I meant to say.
Yep. Well, and I was going to make a cut and grass joke, and he said green. Dustin Barton just turned his fastest lap at I think it was 28.71. Just as soon as I looked at it, it disappeared. So he is not monkeying around. He is going to go for win number 2 this season. And he's starting to make a case for why he's going, because he's starting to build a little bit of a lead.
Well, that's the thing here is, you push hard and you get that fastest lap. There's nothing to that you get. There's no points as Oliver looks on the inside for second place here. Yeah, you got to wonder if maybe he's is 98. He tagged it, just kissed it.
Yep.
Yeah, that might not be good for the tires here. You got to hope that he's not pushing too hard.
Well, we've got saw Rafter down on the inside, and he's actually falling back to 7th. He's working on Nodge for 6th, and Sarge is right behind him, trying to work his way back around out of 10th and get that lap back.
Yeah, that caution fell at a very interesting time there. And then Corey with his speeding penalty. It's really shaking this race up. We got those 9 cars on the lead lap there. Got Gary, Harrison, Poravu, Corner, David, Lawson, Benson, and Biddy, all multiple laps down. Or one or multiple laps down.
Yeah, and Benson's, that's boo iRacing. You don't have a car stopped in the grass, sitting there a quarter of a car length off the racing surface without a caution. That's, legacy track or not, that's inexcusable.
Well, he never got dead sideways. That's the thing is, he hit the inside wall and his car was damaged, but he didn't really get sideways. It's the kind of thing where, you have it to be like a car gets too slow, then, they'll throw cautions out for people just stopping on track for no reason. Yeah, it's just, ooh, man.
Definitely stopped.
John Barton made an extremely aggressive dive bomb. I was not expecting to see him kind of do that, and he just made it past Joe David. That was very interesting.
Yeah, well, John's running the King of the Hill series with the NTRL, and a lot of dirt jumpy cars and some jumpy trucks and road racing and stuff, and I've seen more people who can run road be able to run oval than I've seen oval people be able to run road.
Yeah, it's a different mindset. The way you do it is completely different. It kind of comes in handy at places like Martinsville and some other short tracks, to where like a road guy can get used to getting into that corner hard in the braking zone, because all it is road courses is down to being able to like efficiently brake, and in these big heavy stock cars being able to hit your gears correctly.
Yep. And so I think season of doing that, see the improvement right there. John's really coming on here the last half of the season. He just come on and kind of went from the middle and around back where I like to run, the latter 2/3, and he's been up here to front half of the pack pretty consistent. Somebody's squeaking up along the wall. Who's got their magnets out?
I don't know. I'm looking at the blimp can. Ooh, Sid got loose coming off the corner there. Pushed up.
That's what I just looked at. He kind of looked like he may have been the guilty party there. Check back up front here. We got Hottenbach just out tooling around. We got Nick Biddy just kind of being a blocker for him behind. Big gap up to Oliver in second, and Oliver is still out running just a little bit, about a third of a second back from Dustin Barton. The old, it's a rocket. Hell, what? Why? See, and that I was looking at that. There was a rocket. I should have just, Johnny's not running. You take the other car with a rocket on it.
Just to rewind for a second, you're talking about King of the Hill. Yeah, King of the Hill is probably one of our most interesting series. Our last 3 weeks we had, if I correct me if I'm wrong, was Volkswagen Beetles at the Rallycross Phoenix layout. This track, we had Indy cars on the Las Vegas Roval. And then I think the weekend before that was Watkins Glen with multi-class with a bunch of AI that were murderous and they wanted to kill you.
It was amazing.
With the touring cars, the GT3, the V8 supercar, the Kia Optima, I think the Miatas were there. So yeah, just all over the place. Not a series you can really get comfortable with and, you know, get good at something. You just gotta jump in something and have some fun.
We got a 3-way for 5th. We got the Piracini, we've got the Rafter, and we've got the Hyde.
Yeah, we've divided up that front 5 battle there. Put Hottenbach in between the two of them. And yeah, now we got 2 battles, one for the lead and one for 4th. And then you got Hottenbach all by himself on the lonely island in 3rd.
Well, while we were watching that, Oliver got back around Dustin Martin. We're gonna. Oh, he just got to run down the back stretch and off into 3, and Dustin's like, "Okay, cool. You just go ahead and do your thing there, Ollie." Oh, another lead change. Go back here and check on Hyde and company. So Roy has now moved up to 4th, Piracini's 5th, and Rafter 6th. Yeah, and Hotbach just hanging out there in 3rd. Just, you know, don't mind me, boys. Gonna take my 2-second gap in both directions and just ride with it.
Yeah, we got 22 laps to go here. I'd like to shout out Nick Biddy, who's currently sitting a couple laps down. He unfortunately got some packet loss issue, dropped out when he was in a good finish. Probably was going to be his best non-super speedway finish of the year. 6 laps down, but still chugging out, which is really, really good to see. Never give up. Keep driving. Learn a bit.
Yep, got good speed. Take something home for the next one. Jump on here with Piracini, or Gordon Cini, we call him. And it could just be the horsepower difference. I was fully expecting to hear that thing downshift, but he is absolutely not.
Yeah, these cars are, you know, you got to kind of respect. You can get those Xfinity cars pretty sideways. These, you can get them a little bit less sideways, and then they snap. So, you know, it's one of those things where I don't think you're going to get slow enough to where that 3rd gear can catch. Gears on these are not particularly even. I know the 1st gear in this car is kind of oddly placed. It's a thing that kind of rears its ugly head at the road courses. But yeah, that it's not like the Cup Series. You don't get the 5 gears.
And Ollie and Dustin are just waging war with each other.
Oh man!
On the inside. Got back by him. Oh, they are right on top of each other.
Yeah, if you're hotboxing in the 3rd, you're liking what you're seeing out of your front mirror.
You got a front mirror?
Yeah, you just put a mirror on your helmet and you look in your mirror to look at the mirror on your helmet out the front window.
All right, like that thing the doctor uses, that big round thing.
Man, you got to be careful here if you're that inside car, not to send it in a little bit too hard like Dustin just did there. He slid up a little bit, but you got to hope that you don't mess it up and slide all the way up into the person on the outside.
Oh, look who they've invited to the party. There's Hottenbach. Probably just riding along going, here, kitty, 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 kitty.
Yeah, Hottenbach's sitting 7th in points.
Yeah, he could take a top 3 in good points today.
Yeah, his best finish is 2nd at Kansas. So, hoping to do one better.
Yeah, another of the fast group of new guys, you know. the old NTRL keeps getting new guys, and they just keep being faster than the group that came before. And man, it's getting real competitive in here.
Yeah, it always happens whenever you have a bigger sample size. Typically, you don't get a bunch of people that float down to the bottom. You get people all over the place, so it makes the whole thing more packed. And one mistake, instead of it costing you like the 10 positions beforehand, it's going to cost you like 15, 20.
Or a trip to the broadcast booth. I'm just starting rumors that me and you are in trouble, and that's why we're here.
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't have to do the broadcast booths for Sunday.
Yeah. See, you should have learned your lesson when you had to do this.
Yeah, I'm out of control.
The angst and the youth of America. All right, so the top three here are right back in it. We got 14 laps to go. 3 tenths between the leader and second. We got 2 tenths from second to third. That doesn't matter. You can see this in car lengths. Rob's within a car length of Dustin. Dustin's within 2 car lengths of... Oh, okay. Well, no. Everybody's going to just move that. Dustin's going to go and be almost side by side with Ollie, and Rob's going to hang back a couple car lengths now.
Yeah, we're latting up in the run here. We're not going to see any like real big closing rates. So unless there's a problem here, I don't see Roy Hyde being able to close this gap up. But yeah, if you're Dustin Barton here, you got to hope that you don't get caught up too much with Hottenbach. And if you're Hottenbach, you hope you there's 2 guys in front of you, get kind of side by side, and you can find a hole to take advantage of.
Yep. And with that momentum that we was talking about earlier, you can see this very clearly. You've got the momentum going in. You get a little too hot in the corner. Your exit's not as good. The next corner, the guy behind you has caught you because now he's got not even a good run. He just was making the same lap he made before, but you overrunning the corner has slowed you down at the end of the next straightaway so much that you're slower than you would have been on a normal lap. Did I explain that right?
Yeah, sounds about good. Ooh, Oliver. Yeah, the sun's gone down here, so the track temp's going to go down, and we're going to get a little bit more grip in this racetrack.
And that's what old, tired tires like, is a bunch of grip to help just completely rip them apart. Now Rob's going to stick his nose to the inside, but there was no inside to be had because Dustin stayed out ahead of me. Whoa! Ollie just might have rubbed the right rear on the fence a little bit.
Yeah, Hottenbach's getting pretty aggressive with the sends there into the corner. I don't think that last move that he made was particularly on, and he wasn't quite there, but definitely got Dustin to look in the mirror and move up a groove. But I'm liking Dustin here. Dustin's kind of, the way he's positioning his car, he's getting really good momentum off these corners. He's being able to get down to the bottom, getting good drive off.
Yeah, he's just consistent. Just I say just running the same lap over and over and over. But he's the clock on the on the track says that he's no faster than Turan though. And really, same thing. We got hi James. They're in the Black Rifle Coffee Company.
Yeah, Dustin getting caught out there. Unfortunate placement for James, but James doing what he's supposed to do. Just bad timing for both of them.
Yep, running around and just kind of making laps. Some days aren't your days. Dustin just kissed the wall there. We got a little bit of a little squeak when he did it. But yeah, man, I tell you, if Rob could reach out there with his hand, he could probably touch this car.
Well, I mentioned Roy Hyde was not going to be able to catch these guys as looks like Corribu and the way in the back has hit the wall. Yeah, he's got it down from about 2.8 to almost 2 seconds flat. So interesting to see here if he get racing hard, if he can catch back up, get in the top 3, get on that podium.
And Rafter running behind him there. He's 3.3 back. Him and Piercini have finally settled up their differences. The 45 prevails and rolls off pretty handily. Again, this is the action at the tracks at the front, and really this is what you want. You want to battle for the lead. Got 6 more to go.
Yeah, Oliver showed his strengths with that run against Al Corey probably after the first pit stop, where he was out front on the older tires and he was able to hold. So, it looks like, he's not stretching it out here, which is kind of good. You don't really want to stretch your lead out too much because you might be burning up too much tire, kind of screwing yourself over. But, yeah, Dustin Barton holding strong. It looks like he's been gaining this last couple laps. Should be interesting here as we're about 4 to go here.
Riding on with Rob Hottenbach, keeping an eye on Ollie and keeping an eye on Dustin, first and second. Still got a second and a half back to Roy, and so I mean, Roy's not out of it. I mean, we get any contact, he's gonna be right back in it.
Yeah, he's gained about a half a second the last 3 laps. So.
Yep. And Raptors gained about a quarter. So I think this is more of the leaders may have burned their stuff up than it is everybody else suddenly going faster.
It's got to be so frustrating being Dustin, just sitting in second and knowing what you can do and just kind of either running out of tire or just not being able to get those crazy runs off the corner to be able to catch up to Ollie.
Yeah, well, and trying to pedal it, coming here with 3 to go, that nobody's really stepping it out. I mean, you don't see anybody just super cockeyed and unable to try and do anything.
Yeah, getting a little close to the wall, but yeah, that's the thing is you get this thing sideways, you're gonna pay for it. You get that just a little bit sideways, and you're done. Yeah, I'm surprised Hottenbach's been able to hold on as well here with how hard he's been sending it into the corner. We got 2 to go here.
Yep.
Coming to the white flag.
And I absolutely think that we can put this one to bed tonight, that Rob did everything that he could do. I mean, he has been dragging the nose cone off every corner. He's on the brakes so hard.
Yeah, and Oliver, man, coming here to the white flag.
Last lap.
Yeah, Dustin's got to watch out. Hottenbach's going to send it on the inside. Ooh, that was close.
Right behind Oliver Tran, your leader, we've got Rob. Hey, get out of my way, Hottenbach with Dustin Barton. Excuse him. Gonna roll off into 3 for the last time. Ollie's getting a little slow and a little high. We just missed it watching the rearview mirror or what, but I think he's got it. Hottenbach is not going to make it. He's going to finish 3rd. Got Turan, Barton, Hottenbach, top 3. Got Roy coming around in 4th. We got Al coming around in 5th. Oh, man. He's disappointed in it.
Man, we got 3 2-times winners. We got a tie between Johnny Brugg, Dustin Barton, and Johnny Brugg for 2 wins apiece.
Yep. Here is the final running order, folks. Oliver Turan is your victor. Got Dustin Barton finishing 2nd. Rob Hottenbach in 3rd. Roy Hyde in 4th. Al Corey 5th. Matt Piracini 6th. John Barton, John Crutchley, Sid Kashishi, and Mike Corriveau ran out your top 10. We got Chris Harrison in 11th. Sarge ends up with 12th. Joseph David in 13th. Mr. Kerner's in 14th. Mr. James Lawson's in 15th. Jason Benson winds up 16th on the day. Nick Biddy in 17th. Trying to see if we can get a look-see at some burning outsies.
Yeah, good run there for Hottenbach. Good win for Oliver. Tough for Barton to finish 2nd. He's still sitting good in the point standings, but he's still got to catch up to Oliver here. But next week's Daytona, he's a strong guy at the super speedways, so it should be an interesting fight here to the end.
Yep, absolutely. We got Ollie's busy banging this car around, and he's trying to knock the fenders in because it's probably illegal. I think we start that.
He's running an extra number on his car. I mean, of course he is.
Yep, right you are. I think that is probably, I think he's got a completely illegal car. Dustin, how disappointed are you from 2nd?
I mean, I guess it's a good spot to be in. to be disappointed in second place, right?
That's kind of what he was thinking. I mean, there just wasn't nothing, man. You and Ollie were just so evenly matched.
Yeah, I mean, I was pushing. I definitely baked my tires there in those last 20 laps. But yeah, no, that was a really fun race. I feel really bad actually for Al. He probably had this thing in the bag with his pace.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Ollie just blew his motor.
There you go. Bring it down. Absolutely.
No, the motor was illegal. That's why he blew the motor. We're just
Oh,
starting rumors.
I'll be filing a protest then. Thanks for the heads up, guys.
Yep, absolutely. It looked like maybe the whole rear end was bad. He was banging it off the walls, doing his burnout. Now he blew it up because it was an illegal motor too, I bet.
No, he had the speed. He's funny enough. I was watching him last night, and I told him you should start diamonding those corners to get a better exit. And sure enough, he does that today and beats me. So.
Oh, that's.
It's your fault, then, Dustin.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my own worst enemy. But that was a great race. Hattenback was putting the pressure on, and I can't wait to watch this on replay.
Yeah. It was an awesome show. I mean, it really, honestly was. And I think we've got Rob in here. Rob, can you hear us? Well, I seen him. I thought we had Rob.
Yeah, he's a little light on the mic.
Well, I don't see him lighten up. Let me see if I think I can turn his. Yeah, I have turned his volume up actually. Hey, Rob, you're in the ARCA booth. Can you hear us?
Got me there, Cooper?
Hey, there we go. I hear you. Do you hear me? I think we're having problems. I cannot seem to get him, which we just heard. We heard Rob. I mean, we know that he's working at least. See if Rob, if you can hear me. We're not able to get this coming across, so we're going to jump to Ollie here real quick. Ollie, how illegal was that car?
Test.
Woo! Yeah, it was perfect, man. Nothing wrong with this car at all. Why, did it look bad, huh?
Well, you blew up the motor and had beat the fenders off the walls while you're celebrating. You know, those were old tricks with that generation of car. When they were illegal, you win, you'd beat them up so they'd pass tech.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you rattle enough metal off of it, it gets a little lighter. Got to do that.
Yeah, well, okay, that's what I thought. We just wondered how bad it was.
Yeah, man, I'm pumped for my second win in the series. Pretty good times about that. But yeah, I was just hanging on. I saw Hyde like 7 seconds back with 15 to go. He was running me down. Barton was giving me all I could handle. Good run by him. And then Hottenbach was running me down too. So I knew if I made a mistake, I was going to end up third or fourth real quick. So yeah, good race by everybody tonight.
So Oliver, you set tied with Dustin Barton and Johnny Brugg for the most wins in the series. How are you going to make it top of the board next week?
Well, I won the first race of the season at Iowa, and then I had a horrible run where I got wrecked out for a couple races in a row. So that's probably what's up next, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll try and break it. Hopefully you guys can broadcast Curse and maybe help me out there.
Yeah, I picked you, so
no,
next week.
What the heck? Look at that. Thanks, man. I guess.
So the curse. Well, we broke the curse a couple weeks ago, Kyle. I don't remember who we picked that won.
We didn't pick it. I think whoever was with us, that was Parasini, right?
I was gonna say, yeah, I think it was Matt, but still, he broke it. I don't remember who it was now. Old age, man, it's terrible.
Well, obviously I jinxed Johnny because I picked him to win the night, and he couldn't even run.
Yeah, that was a quick one. Maybe that was it.
Yeah, you picked him and then you got thrown in a car.
I guess that's what happens when you pick the guy, right?
Yeah, it worked. that was the quickest jinx I've ever seen in my life.
Good run, Rob. By the way, it looks like you got your mic fixed too, right? Yeah. Oh, you did a second ago.
He can hear. Well, we can hear him, but I don't think he can hear us.
Oh, you said something.
Yeah, Rob, we can hear you if you can hear us.
Yeah, I can't hear you guys.
Okay, well,
Bummer.
Yeah, that's I
How about now, guys?
Hey, we
There we
still
go.
hear ya.
Perfect. And he's gone.
Well, okay. Well, so on behalf of Rob, yeah, I gave it everything I had. I
I'm
tried
still here.
Oh, there you go. So if you can hear us, what did you see there from a very close third place finish? Or
Basically, I was hoping like Dustin would get up there with Oliver and start running with him a little bit, and they would have messed up. I could have maybe got by him if there was a mess up between those two.
yeah, that seemed to be the emphasis of the night was whoever got out front could stay there unless they screwed up, and one little screw up seemed like it brought the whole top 5 within a half a second of each other again.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because I wasn't really that good on new tires, which is but once we started getting on longer runs, I started getting better and started catching up to them. And I was just making little mistakes here and there, and they'd pull away, and then I'd reel them back in.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. It was definitely fun to watch. So we've got next week we're going to the plate track. You ready for that? No, we're not. We're going to Atlanta next week, aren't we?
Yes. Wait.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely ready for the play track. I mean, I love the super speedways.
Yeah.
That was my fault. I did say we were going to Daytona. We were going to Atlanta next week.
Yep. I thought we had one more to get through, but it's not too dissimilar from Phoenix as far as being kind of aggressive on the tires. But yeah, you guys, man, Oliver, congratulations on the win. Rob, congratulations on third. Dustin bopped out. Congratulations to second. We're gonna jump out of here. The No Toad Racing Network. We got 4 more left of this season, so we'll see next week who closed up on Roy Hyde and how far they closed up. And we'll try this again from Atlanta and see what we get. Everybody, be kind to each other, and we will see you next week.
Good job, buddy. You run right there.